Hi, I'm Armando F Sanchez. Thank you for being here with me. This is a short tutorial. I'm hoping that you will be a guest on my program, on my webcast program. So this is sort of gives you a slight backdrop on what is necessary in order to be able to join in the near future. Number one, what you absolutely need is you have to have a Gmail account. If you don't have one, just create it. It's free. You can title it anything you want, and then provide me with the Gmail account. And what that does is it links us up very easily, very straightforward, so that we can webcast. So you don't need it for anything else except for this. And then once that's established, you've already established probably 80% of what we need. The second thing is a webcam. Now, most computers already have one. My phone has it already at the top. My iPad it has at the top, and I'm using a Mac computer, and PCs also have it. It's a little tiny dot that's at the top of the screen. So you need to make sure that has one. The older ones used to have a little camera you put on top of it, but like I said, most of the new cameras and new machines already have one. So with those two things, then you need to learn how to control the volume and where those are to raise and lower the volume. But all that can be done on a test basis. Once you have the Gmail account, I have it. We set a time and date to connect. Then we set up a time to test the system, and then we can play with all the gadgets. But again, if you can learn how to use the controls, that would be really, really great. The other thing that I recommend sometimes is some kind of a device for listening. It can be the earplugs with the microphone, which is what I'm using right now. The computers also have one, so you don't always need something. Again, it doesn't have to be like this. It can be the earplugs type, but it does have to have a microphone on it if you decide to use this. And the reason for this benefiting is because it depends on the rooms. If it's a very, very large room, there tends to be a lot of echo. If you have the microphone real near you, it tends to come out really sharp in that basis. The next thing you need is just to have this camera, this computer at eye level. This one is not. I'm actually looking down upon it, so it should be a little bit higher. So you put some books underneath it. You pick up the laptop or your iPad or your phone so that it'll be at eye level. You don't want to be moving it around. You want it to be fixed and as state. Again, the room size is very important because if you're not using a microphone, you're just doing it normally. If the room is too big, it'll echo off the walls and you hear the secondary echo. What is super critical is lighting. Um, Either you want the windows, if it's a daytime, you want the window light to come in front of you. I happen to be very fortunate. I have a light above me, and it sort of covers me from different directions. So lighting is really critical. Again, it has to be in front of you. Anything behind you, it tends to shine out the camera, and it's then hard to see the guest as well. So lighting is real, real critical. You want to use light colored clothing, not white, light colored, so that the light picks it up better and you look better as a guest. And finally, the last thing is the background. Here I always like to work here in my La Jolla studio, and has a lot of items in the back. Wherever you're going to do it, remember you're going to sit in front of the computer, but look behind you, what's back there, and try to get something that looks really nice, books, covers, something that looks really nice. You don't want people passing it behind you. That will be a distraction. So something of that area. So also look not only in front of you, the lighting, but also what will be seen behind you. If you got some nice pictures of yourself, your family, and all that, put it back there, and that's okay. And finally, the last thing is to remember that when we do the webcast, it's a conversation. It's not, don't get online and then go on and on and on for 5, 6, 7 minutes. You want to keep it roughly between 30 seconds to a minute. You don't want to consolidate, and you want it to flow as a conversation. So if there's 3 or 4 of us on the show, we want to converse. We want to laugh. We want to cry. We want to sort of remind things. We want to sort of got a funny picture you want to pick up and show it. That's fine. Just make it friendly. That's really basically the bottom line. So again, in quick summary, The most critical points is having the Gmail account, and that one is only for me, and everybody else will just log on at the given time. Number two is just testing it, testing the system, becoming familiarized with your controls on your computer for volume and sound. So we'll do a test before the show is ever done. And then the lighting is really critical, and the sound. So the sound, again, if you happen to have one of these mics, it'd probably be better if you're in a small room, you're going to be by yourself, then probably the mic on your computer will work just fine. But again, those are all items that'll be tested. So if there's any questions of how to do this, don't worry, we can do it multiple times until you get it just right and when you're ready. So please let me know via email at lsacnational@hotmail.com. When you have your Gmail account, ship it off to me, and then we'll start the process of testing until you're really secure what to do it, and you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You don't stress over it. It'll get done right correctly. And on the day of the show, it'll be awesome. So again, contact me if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to help. And everything will work out great. Okay? Look forward to having the test with you and then getting ready for production. Adios.